Well, here we are.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
All right. Well, it's kind of a cool intro, eh?
It was beautiful, breathtaking.
Awesome. Well, thanks for lending your time here on the draft night, the literally the only live sports event we've had in God knows how long. So I appreciate you carving out the time to have the conversation tonight. So
It's an excellent time for it.
yeah. So I had to represent a little bit. You know, we got our guy, our quarterback from the great city of Columbus, I guess. So hopefully he'll replace Darius Slay and be our lockdown corner for years to come.
There you go.
So, man, I feel like we've been talking about this for a long time, and I know we've known each other going on almost 2 years. So, really, really enjoy what you do for the hobby. I think you're one of the first break rooms that I got involved with when I got really heavy into the hobby in 2017. And so, I didn't feel like there was nobody else that I could, kind of do this type of conversation with tonight. So again, thanks for coming on board, and let's have some fun with it.
Happy to be here.
Yeah. So I was thinking about, one of the, as I was kind of chasing Aaron Judge and some others in 2017, I was thinking about, what was probably one of the biggest hits that, old Roto pulled from Mr. Lucas. And so I had to break it out. I'm sure you know what is coming. But this guy right here, the 2018 Ronald Acuna red, only 5 of these in existence. And you pulled it and helped me get it graded. So that is certainly in the PC and near and dear to my heart.
I'm not sure you ever paid the grading fee on that. Now that you mention it.
Okay, well, that's good. Checks me out.
Just another service that I provide for you here.
Awesome. Well, in the spirit of what guys do in the hobby in terms of kind of showing off their cards, I brought a couple other little pieces out for you and for others to kind of see what's in the old Lucas PC. So this next one, I'm hoping he has a good comeback year this year if we can ever get back to baseball. This is the Shohei Ohtani, same as the Acuna to 5, BGS 9.5. So really excited to have that in the old PC. And then the Ohtani. What about his friend Mr. Trout? That's the 101 from Definitive.
I've heard of him.
Yeah,
heard of both.
He's pretty good. So that one's fun. And then I got a couple of a gentleman that I think you're very fond of. This one, personally, I bought this one back in 2017. I really don't remember what I paid for it, but it was just near dear. I think it was really, really cool. So not too shabby there. Really.
Fresno State.
Yeah.
Looking good.
Yeah, he actually gave my son a baseball when I took him to see the Yankees play at Tiger Stadium 2 years ago, and he gave a ball to my son on his birthday. It was probably one of the coolest moments ever. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. So this one I think is a pretty cool Judge card. This one
red.
Out of
red action over in the Lucas PC.
Yeah, I got a few nice ones. And then this is a shout out. I don't know how far and wide this video is going to go eventually, but
11 million views if I had to guess.
Yeah, I'd be happy with at least 10 million.
All right.
If any of those 10 million out there know where any more of these exist, I would pay a handsome finder's fee for it. And it is Mr. Watson. He's old rookie to 10, and this one is actually his jersey numbered 4 of 10.
Ooh.
So this one is near and dear to my heart. I'm a huge fan of Deshaun Watson. I think the kid's got a lot of potential. I think he's a winner. I think he's a champion at heart and his mind. I just love the way he approaches the game. So just exciting to watch that kid play.
Oh yeah, we'll see if he has anyone to throw the ball to. I'm sure they're going to pick somebody up during this draft. I'd have to guess.
I hope so. I still can't believe they got rid of DeAndre Hopkins. I
guess if you're going to dump receivers, it's a good year to do that because, the receiving class this year is outstanding. So I guess I don't know. Who knows? There might be a method to the madness. We'll have to see. I can't say I'd be giving up D-Hop for anything, but smarter people than us, right?
Right. So I guess for my audience and just this audience in general. So, John, you run I would call it very successful break room where folks can break into products and get cards and accumulate cards. And then you've also, have that entrepreneurial spirit. You started what's called the Roto Box. I think that is an awesome product. Maybe just a quick 15, 20-second lift on what that is.
Yeah. Well, it's the best product available on Earth. Would be my elevator pitch. But we have a lot of fun. This is being streamed in the group Roto Break. So, hey guys, we have a great community where we open cards, try to do a lot of different stuff in there. We're not just a break group. I don't think we do a lot of philanthropy type stuff, a lot of give back type stuff. Roto Breaks is kind of my, I don't know, for lack of a better word, it's where I have fun. It's a good place to be. And then, my main business, Roto Box is, it's a repackaged product. Having done so many breaks of newer products, you start to think about how you might modify the products that are available. What would be an ideal product for me to break as a breaker, and then I try to create that by buying desirable cards, putting them in a package, and sending them out to the world. So a lot of different places you can get it. Monster Breaks has been doing them since I started distributing them, and a couple other places, Real Breaks, Mountain State, BAM, to name a few. But yeah, that's pretty much what I do, and do it all right here.
Yeah, I really love what you do. I've bought into quite a few of those Roto Box breaks. I think I was pretty heavily involved in the chase for the Mantle rookie that you put in there.
You did.
I did not win it. I did not win.
Couldn't have done it without you.
I know. And I just a quick, tangent on, folks in the hobby. I've met so many great people, breaking in different groups and going to nationals and going to the shows in Chicago. It's just awesome that people are in this hobby. I think there are a lot of people in the hobby that just truly, truly enjoy sports, truly enjoy watching the players and following their careers. And I think that there's certainly there's a money aspect to it. We invest quite a bit of money into this sport. Some invest small, some invest big. So it's one of those things where, for me personally, accumulating the collection that I had, one of the things that I found to be very frustrating is that there really wasn't a tool for me to use to let me know what my cards were worth at the ready.
Right.
I spent many of nights lying in bed next to my wife, looking at eBay and constantly thinking in my head, okay, I have that card, I have that card, I have that card, and then trying to calculate all of those prices in my head. And after a while, you start banging your head on the wall. After a while, it's just there's got to be a better way. And so
sure.
my professional background is in software sales. I've been in that business for almost a decade now. And, I know tremendously a lot of smart, software developers and engineers and just understand how software is built. And so, I just started testing this idea out with them and saying, hey, what do you think? Is this possible? And so we started looking at all the different facets that would make up, something like ManageMyCards. And, yeah, it's doable. And so we started on this journey probably about a year and a half ago. And, this is something we've just been doing, kind of our side hustle nights, weekends, and when we get some free time during the day, during our day jobs. And so it's been evolving, and I've been on your shoulder and in crying and getting guidance, and just kind of riffing with each other. And I think you have a claim to fame as part of this product, and I'm sure you will let the people know. But it is here. It is something that we are aggressively working on, and I'm really excited to share what we're working on and what the current state looks like.
Yeah, no, that's a big reason I am happy to be on here with you to make this a conversation. From what I've seen, which isn't, of course, all of it, but from what I've seen, I'm really excited about it. So I think it's a great concept, and I really can't wait to hear more tonight. So.
All right. Well, I have a special treat for you, Mr. Roto, and all of our followers here. So give me 2 seconds. Let me get this thing queued up here. So let me do this. Let me go here. Okay. Let me share my screen. Okay. So for the world to see, this is our promo video for ManageMyCards, and curious to know what you think. So for the world to see.
I'm excited. So ManageMyCards, obviously I know what it is from having spoken to you, but what is it? A lot of people tuned in wondering what.
Yeah.
So what this is, Jason.
So this is it's a mobile app. So what I found in kind of doing my research and just being a collector and looking for tools to use on a daily basis, there really wasn't anything very easily on my phone. My phone is always within arm's reach of me. So to be able to have my collection at my fingertips and be able to know what my collection is doing as an asset up, down, and what the values are of my cards, that's the whole kind of foundational piece of the app. So in the app, you're going to be able to store your cards. So right now, we're really focused on graded cards. So there are a few players in the graded card market. One being PSA. I think last time I checked, there was over 50 million cards that have been graded by PSA. And then BGS is another huge player in the graded card market. So we've really kind of engineered it to add cards as very easily as possible and pull that data back into the app. And then what we do is we start to look at the kind of the sold history of those cards. So really, eBay today is kind of the marketplace for, values of the cards. Cards are sold at all kinds of different mediums, auction houses, Facebook groups, card shows, and then just between buddies on Instagram and whatever case may be. But usually, and I've been to enough shows and enough transactions have gone down, we really start to go to look at eBay to figure out what those prices are. And so we've built that into our kind of our pricing engine, so that we can start to show, the collectors, hey, what is your individual cards valued at, and then what's your collection viewed at. And then what you saw teased in the video are some of the things that we're thinking about and working on that we want to bring to the app, hopefully before launch. But, some of the statistics around that card. How is it trending, week over week, month over month, year over year, maybe even daily, right? The card market is pretty crazy these days. And then with the Jordan documentary going on right now, his cards are going bananas. Sure. So there are moments in time where we know that, if you have some of these cards laying around, they're probably worth some money. So, it's really about just harnessing the data that is out there in all these different places, and bringing it into a mobile app where it's very user friendly, to be able people to use.
So basically, if I'm understanding correctly, initially it's focused on PSA, which is great for me. Anyone who knows my product knows that Rotobox is very heavy into PSA, but essentially, like any PSA, so all of my graded PSA cards. Basically, I can log them into my ManageMyCards app, and it will essentially automatically give me the value of each individually, and then a collection as a whole. That's correct? I'm asking.
Yeah. So the thought process and the way we're building the app is that you add the card. The platform knows what card you have in there, and there's all the pieces for that card. And then what we do is we go out and we curate all of the data or the sold history for that particular card. And then we display that as part of like your, the details of that card. And so if that card is trending up or down individually. And then what you have is, and then you have a whole collection view of, 5 cards, 100 cards, 1,000 cards, depending on, how many you have. And so then it gives you more of your collection view. So one of the things that I didn't mention earlier is that, with what I've accumulated and what a lot of us in the hobby have accumulated, if we were to get hit by the bus tomorrow or whatever, you want your significant other or somebody, your family member, somebody's going to be taking care of your stuff, to not sell it for nickels on the dollar.
That's a dark place to go. Jason, but I'm glad we covered it.
You just never. You got to cover all the bases. So again, it's for the guys who are in college collecting, and they've got boxes of cards at their mom's house, and they just have no idea what's in there. So we want to be able to just give those types of people understanding of what they have and what the value is.
Sure, and so it tracks. Basically, it's taking the cards and just card stripping them, and telling me what they're worth without me having to proactively go into it.
Yeah, so you can imagine that you open the app and there'll be features or filters that would say, hey, what are my top trending 10 cards? What are my top 10 cards that are declining? Should I sell these right now, or should I go buy more? Kind of like a stock. And then you'll be able to filter. You saw a little bit of this in the teaser video, but you'll be able to filter by sport. You'll be able to filter by collection. Now, here's where it gets really, really interesting. So imagine that we have 1,000 or 10,000 people on this platform. Today, we really only know what's for sale if it's posted on eBay or somebody dangles it in a Facebook group or Instagram or wherever.
Right.
Imagine a day where, we have 10,000 people or more, or whatever, we can then start to search for individual cards within a platform that aren't necessarily for sale, but they're, could start a conversation.
They exist.
And they exist, right? And so then we can start to figure out, what's still left, what's available, what's out there. Again, we want to be, cognizant of people's privacy. We don't want to make this all, public data, but we will want to be able to, entice people to like, hey, what do you have in your collection? And, maybe there's something like, somebody has one of these in their collection, and I can see that, and then I can dangle something like this and say, hey, I'll trade you for that. So there's just all the kind of, I just feel like that's the community aspect of the app, and can really drive, what I think is one of the core foundations of what we do in the hobby.
And I imagine there will be privacy settings. So of course you can let people see what you have or not, but now this you're talking, from my understanding, that would be, an enhancement update down the line, not an initial launch.
Initial launch, I don't think so. We're really trying to prioritize some features. I'm going to show you something today. I did a walkthrough about an hour and a half, about 2 hours ago, of a brand new feature, hot off the keyboards of our our CTO Theo, and he's been plugging away on this, and I'm really excited to kind of show you guys that. So not only did I want to show you kind of the hype and promo video, but I actually want to show you, hey, the app is real. We can walk through some screens, and I can really show you what it looks like today. Now, granted, it's going to keep evolving with colors and UI and all the different things that make up an app beautiful.
Right. No, it's looking great to me. So like I believe Rick in the chat asked, do you have a tentative timeline as to when this may be available?
Yeah, that's a great question. So
it's the question.
If it were me, I'd want it tomorrow, right? Because I just think that there's such a gap and a need for something like this in the marketplace. But
Sure.
Knowing software and knowing how products launch and our apps sometimes can be dime a dozen. And what I really want is I want this app to be super sticky, and I want it to be super valuable. So if somebody's going to download the app and they're going to join the community, I want it to provide tremendous value for them. So with that, it's taken a little bit longer than we thought. In all honesty, we were really planning and still planning on trying to launch before nationals. So the plan, virus.
I mean, you got a pretty long timeline with the national. Who knows when it will even be? So that
True. So I think the backup plan, nationals was aimed to be a big platform for us to kind of launch, right? If nationals gets postponed or moved or whatever the case may be, we're still trying to target a summer 2020 launch. Okay. So summer meaning probably more July than June, and probably more July than August. But again, this is something that we're working on week to week and trying to put as much time as we can into it. Again, thinking about value and thinking about making sure the thing works. So I would say, to answer Rick's question, probably summer, July-ish timeframe.
All right. No, that sounds good. So it tracks values individually, values of the collection, trends. What other features is it going to have? At launch, target.
Yeah, so you're gonna be able to enter cards. It's gonna track the data to those cards. We're gonna build in kind of some trending and some history, all the things that you just covered. Mm-hmm. One of the things that I'm hoping to draw out of this type of video and from the community at large is like, what are some of the things that you would want to see in an app like this, right? I mean, I'm just one collector with few years of experience trying to attack this problem and solve it for the large. I really want to hear from the community. So you can go to our website, ManageMyCardsApp.com, and there you can join our waiting list. And what we're going to start to do over the next several weeks is start to engage with that community through email. We'll engage through other social media platforms, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, really start to solicit, what are some of those features that you really want to see. So again, they may not all be there at launch, but this is something in our world, what we call backlog. And as we look at the backlog, what are those features that are going to be valuable, and again, I think about, the Rotobox and Rotobrakes, like, what are things that can help make your life easier as you think about packing out a product and making it the best pound for pound that you can. What kind of tool, what kind of features would you want?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, and definitely, especially my guys in Rotobrakes, any suggestions, now that you have a pretty decent idea of what the app is going to consist of and what the bones of it are, any suggestions you might have, reach out to Jason. Full disclosure, I don't own any of this. This is so this is Jason's baby, and so reach out to him about it. I see Rick asked the question, would you ever be able to sell cards in the app? And I think Jason touched on that a little bit earlier, that down the line, I think it sounds, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounds like at launch there won't be a marketplace function integrated, but that's definitely the direction we'd like it to head. From my understanding, Rick, yes, at some point that is the goal, but not out the gate. Out the gate, it's kind of more a a database kind of management tool. And one thing that, like, we were talking about, Jason, the other day, was I thought it was a really interesting case study. We were discussing the not related to selling it on the app, but we were talking about the 2013 Giannis SP PSA 10s, which I mean, one cool thing that the app will do for us, hopefully, is that I've got my Giannis SPs that I invested pre Gary V. And then Gary V, is pumping the heck out of those things. I'm into them for, say, $80. They shot up to about 300. Then the world shuts down with COVID-19, and they tank back down to 125, 150 a piece. I put them back in the box, and then just by chance, I looked the other day, and they're back up over 300 again. And without me proactively going in to look for that kind of information, I wouldn't know. There's no, Giannis hasn't had a good game in the past couple of weeks, so I wasn't really thinking that his cards would have doubled or more. So I'm excited about the app letting me know what the hot movers in my collection are, without me having to proactively find it. Like, that is, I think, going to be infinitely valuable for someone like me, because I'm dealing with to make the Roto box. I mean, my inventory is thousands of cards at any given time, and heavy duty collectors to small collectors alike, they'll have the same benefit, I think, and they have the same issue of sitting on a card that maybe they're not cognizant of at any given time, that might be a hot card, and when they need some funds, it's nice to know that what card would be a hot one to sell at that given time. So I was, from our conversation the other day, that was just something I was really really excited about and wanted to kind of share with the people. So
I mean, I think really that feature is notifications. That's something that's not new to us, carrying our phones around. We get notifications about all kinds of crazy stuff.
Sure.
So imagine a ManageMyCards notification that comes up, says, hey, your 10 Giannis 2013 blah blah blahs are, they hit an all-time high today. And be like, oh, okay, let me go check that out.
Or a notification. If you could like program what cards you want notifications on. When there a card, say Giannis is a card I really want to know about. I want to know when it's moving. I've got 20 of these things. So notification every time there's a new sale on that particular card. And maybe my Greg Birds I don't really want to hear so much about. I could turn the notifications off of Greg Bird, 2012s, and turn them on for Giannis's. Not that there are a lot of Greg Bird sales going on. If anyone wants to have any happen, make sure you contact me. I've got them all. Notifications would be stellar, especially if we can, tailor make those to meet our needs.
Yeah, I think, this last, few minutes of us just riffing on this particular topic, I could see Theo and Steve's, who's my founders with me. I could see their heads just turning and figuring out how that could work itself into the app. So again, awesome. This is the type of feedback that I'm looking for, because this isn't my app. This is the community's app, and like, how do we make this thing wildly successful and a tool that can just make us smarter about what we're doing. So, if it's okay, I mean, I can show you. I recorded some video I can talk over now live. and really just show you kind of, what the app looks like today. Again, I'll preface it with it, it's real, it's working. There's still things that we need to evolve and work on, and we're doing that week to week, but, at least gives everybody a view of like, what does it look like today? So
yeah, I'm interested to see. I know you told me you had this. I haven't seen it yet, so I'm good.
I added a goodie for you, so you'll see it in here at some point. All right, so let me go here. All right, and let me go here and start here. Okay, so this is me opening up the app on my phone. So here's like the main screen, right? So it gives you your total collection worth. Oh, that went really fast. Sorry. So here I'm just kind of like looking at this Michael Jordan card. There's some sold data on that particular card. I'm kind of looking. It's based on the newest. I'm kind of clicked on the details of that transaction. That's kind of a collection view. I'm kind of poking in and out of cards over the next, several seconds here. But, so you look at it, has the serial number, the player, the year. These are all things that are generated from data that's out there right now about that particular card and that particular serial number. You'll also see kind of on this collection screen, the weekly, monthly, yearly. This is data that we're going to wire up so that we know that your collection is trending in the right way. And if it's not, then you can, kind of course correct and make, whatever changes you want. So kind of poking in and out of the collection. So let's add some cards. So I'm going to add a PSA card. This particular card I'm really excited about because I actually got this card today in the mail on eBay, and I'm excited to have this card in my collection. So it's a 2007 Topps Echelon Kevin Durant PSA 9. I didn't go splurge for the PSA 10, but really excited that that's in my PC now, and added that one to the collection. And then this next one, I'm sure you probably have a few of these laying around, or they may be coming to a Roto box near you. But again, I think a player that we both really enjoy watching and think is a great ambassador of baseball. So this is the 2013 Aaron Judge. So this is me kind of like taking a picture, of the app, or of the card, rather. And then, we're going to play around with how you save pictures and how you take pictures. And so this is the next part. So this is search. This is brand new today, hot off the presses. This is something that I don't believe, is very easily to do today. So I'm kind of putting in my search string. It's typically how I would do it on, eBay. The minus Chrome is something that's specific, that tells the search engine to eliminate the word Chrome. And I'm really kind of searching on this 1996 Kobe Bryant Topps card.
Okay.
10. Now, here's the cool part. Watch this. Comp comes in. I don't like that, right? Because it wasn't the card. It was a finest card. So you'll see me kind of kick cards out that don't match what I'm actually looking for. And the price is going to be updating as I'm kicking those out, which is like so awesome, because guys and gals that are watching this video, if you've done this on eBay, you've had to mentally go through and figure out, like, add up these cards in your mind and go, okay, what's the value of this card?
Sure.
And so this is a tool I think is like super valuable, and is just awesome. So, what I'm trying to figure out is like, okay, how much is this card worth? This particular card has been all over the map, since, God rest his soul, Kobe died tragically in January. But, I own a few of them, and I'm really curious and want to keep track of, like, hey, what they're at. So I use this as an example, to kind of think about, search and how we do it. Or if maybe I'm trying to, build a comp to figure out, hey, what's this card worth? So I can kick out things that don't match my criteria. Again, I think in all total, this probably took me, 3 to 4 minutes to do, once the search loaded up or the results loaded up, and I was able to kind of kick out the ones that didn't really match.
So what you're searching here is eBay sold listings, and you can do that for any card, whether you own it or not. You're just
whether I own it or not. And here's the other thing is, like, and what you may or may not caught in that video was, we now can demonstrate what buy it nows are. We can demonstrate best offers and auctions. So it's all right there in that list view. And what I didn't mention earlier, and I'll mention now, is that, when we were looking at that sold history on the particular card itself, like in our collection,
Mm-hmm.
that view hasn't been updated to this brand new search view. So that will just carry over into that view. And so, like, again, it was brand new. I was super excited to share that with everybody today. Like, I was using it like a madman all afternoon, just looking up different stuff and playing with it. So no longer do you have to go to eBay and type all the filters and do all kinds of crazy madness stuff. It's really all right there at your fingertips.
Now, what I like about that is, like, there's certain cards that are kind of hard to comp. Like, if you look at like a Brady rookie, where there was the Bowman and the Bowman Chrome, I like the minus Chrome would eliminate all the Chromes if I'm just looking for the Bowman rookie, which is obviously a little less. Or same thing with LeBron. 03 tops. You get the tops. You get the tops Chrome. It's hard to search for the tops. Because you're going to get, all the Chromes. I like that. That's
it. And that page will evolve too, right? Like that's version 1 out of the gate, which I think is tremendous. But that will evolve with other filters, and we'll add some like easier way to do things. So that, if you don't know about, minus Chrome, we'll kind of put some of that intuitiveness into the app. So somebody brand new knows how to navigate, search in that kind of a way. So again, I think that was awesome. Kudos to Theo and my engineering. He's just awesome. So really happy to share that with you guys today.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm excited to use it. Obviously, my use is going to be on a very high scale, at least for the RotoBox business. So I mean, the biggest thing for me is I'm hoping that this is going to save me a lot of time, which is money. So I'm really excited about it. I know there's a lot of guys who could get a lot of benefit from this in the Roto Breaks group. So again, guys, if you're watching, I encourage you to reach out to Jason or comment on this thread. What you'd like to see it do, and don't tell me, because then I have to tell Jason. Just do it here on the thread or reach out to him directly, and Jason will make it happen. It's personally, obviously, I wouldn't. I've known Jason for a couple years now, and I have seen this go from a thought to where it is now. I think it's a terrific idea. Our hobby is so archaic in a lot of the way things are done. We're very analog when there's digital options. Just no one's made them yet. So I've been excited to watch this develop. And I mean, you get obviously, you guys know me as a pioneer and a renegade within the hobby. So I love a good enhancement to what's going on out there. So I'm excited to see this, and I'm glad that you asked me to be on here to talk about it and to show it to my card community first. Which is, I think there's a lot of benefit that my people are going to get from it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this sneak peek. And any last thoughts, I guess? Or
I mean, I just thank you for all the kind words. We have a lot of banter back and forth. Some of it's PG, some of it's others, and again, always enjoyed picking your brain, always enjoyed what you bring to the hobby. I think the RotoBox is something that people really need to take advantage of. I can tell you stories upon stories of getting into this hobby head full of steam in 2017, and just kind of had to feel my way through it, right? And so I think if guys like you and I now can kind of our trials and tribulations with, collectors coming into the hobby and maybe some of those old dogs that might want to learn a new trick here and there. But like, I think at the end of the day, it's about what is your time, valued? How do you value your time? And for me, it just got to a point where, I was spending more time looking at, websites and trying to figure out comps and trying to figure out all this other stuff to know what the heck my stuff was worth. And, I just knew there was a better way. So we're going to continue to hammer on this. We're going to be ears wide open on feedback from the community. And I really, really hope that this is something that, can be a tool that we can all use kind of moving forward, summer of 2020.
Yeah, definitely. Well, no, I'm excited. And, anybody has any questions about it, you feel free to ask me. I was just kidding, but really ask Jason. Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, one last thing, I guess I got to plug it. Follow us on social media, ManageMyCards. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. We're on Twitter. We've got a YouTube channel. We'll start to put some videos out there on YouTube. And the promo video that I showed in the beginning will be going live on YouTube tonight. So you'll be able to share that and just kind of get the word going out for us. Again, you can visit our website at ManageMyCardsApp.com. There you can register your email address to let us know that, hey, I'm interested. And then again, we're going to start to communicate with that community at large to figure out, what are things that you want to see. And then, in terms of like maybe potentially beta testing these final late stages of the app. So again, thank you everybody for joining. It's been huge. Again, I totally didn't think about the NFL draft. I hope, your team got the player that they wanted. And until we see you again, man, peace. Love you all. And Jonathan, thanks for joining tonight, man.
Anytime.
All right, buddy. Take care, man.